So it's about 7 o'clock now. The tide is starting to go down, but it's still lapping strongly up the beach and crashing against the lower walls of the cliffside, and is washing up and over the stone causeway that you can see that crosses narrowly from the stairs across to that pillar of rock where there seems to be a cave that cuts through the pillar, and then the causeway continues on up to the main little islet that has the lighthouse on top of it. And you notice, while looking down, that there's a little tiny wooden sign that's been driven into the ground right at the top of the stairs, and it's painted, hand-painted, and in the common language, Tower of Storms. You have no idea who put it there. But Sork is still being sick in the back of the wagon, and Hartmann's giving him a hard time, trying to get him to eat some leftover pterodactyl, and you haven't had any privacy in a week plus, you feel like. So you decide to take your hidden step ability and step away for a moment, just so you can have a moment of privacy. You're holding the sending stone in your hand. You've been thinking about talking to Kanth, letting him know about what you learned from Sork just the last night, about the true identity of Glass Hail, and that it's not Glass Hail at all. So, are you going to send the message?
Yes.
Okay, make a wisdom savings throw. DC of 10. If you have wisdom as your savings throw, you get a plus your proficiency bonus. Yes, you do.
Sweet.
Okay, so plus 6 to whatever you rolled.
So 6 plus 6 is 12.
Alright, that beats a 10. Alright, right before you start to send your mental transmission, you have a momentary thought of, I don't know anything about these people really, aside from what they've told me. Maybe I should consult with somebody else who's more familiar with this situation, or with the regional balance of power, before I go revealing any of this kind of stuff. So, you have that moment, you have that thought. Are you still going to send the transmission?
I stop.
Okay.
I put the sending stone away, and I go back to the wagon, and I tell Hartmann, we need to go to Phandalin.
Well, as you're walking back to the wagon, before you get a chance to do that, there's lightning flashing constantly, of course, because the storm has been getting stronger and stronger as night has fallen. It's been getting darker, and in the distance, over kind of a little crest of land, there's no hills or anything. It's relatively flat, but you know how
the prairies
naturally kind of ripple. Illuminated briefly for a second, you swear you see a wild boar in the distance staring at you, and then by the next flash of lightning, it's gone. Do you keep going back to Hartmann, or does that intrigue you? You're not quite sure what to do with that.
That actually intrigues me. I go in the direction I saw the boar.
Alright, make some perception rolls here.
4.
And you do get to add your wisdom, so
that's 10.
An 8's worth of perception. You don't see the boar, obviously. You get to where it was standing, maybe 80 feet away from where you originally were. But looking around in the distance, the rain's coming down, it's kind of hard to see anything, but you catch what you think might be like a warm glow of maybe candlelight or firelight somewhere off in the distance, further off to the east from where you are.
Further off to the east. Alright, as of right now, I'm going to be using Detect Magic. For up to 10 minutes, it'll let me have presence of magic within 30 feet of you, and sense magic in this way, you can use your action to see a faint aura around any visible creature or object in the area that bears magic.
Okay.
And I start creeping closer to the flashing light.
A DC 15 stealth roll, but you have advantage because of the rain and noise of the storm.
Alright.
So you got to beat a 15 with a stealth roll, which would be your dexterity. So I don't think you got a bonus. It's just going to be a raw roll. But you get to roll 2 die 20 and take the higher of the 2.
2 die 20.
So if one of them gets over 15, over 15, you can successfully sneak up.
18 and 12.
All right. As you creep up, it's a small, tiny little farmhouse. Like almost like a shack made out of wood, rickety. The light you saw was through the little window on the side of it. There's some sort of like pig pen or something attached to the building, and a little like hutch for animals.
I go up to the small farmhouse and I want to knock on the door.
You want to knock on the door?
Knock on the door.
All right. What in tarnation? You hear some shuffling. Old man opens the door. Old human man, like maybe like in his 70s or something. Still a little robust. He's dressed in like your generic kind of fisherman kind of garb. He's like, it's raining pretty hard and you're a Firbolg.
Yes.
What on earth are you doing here, son?
I was just walking around near here and I saw that there was a boar on the horizon. Whenever I tried to follow it, I stumbled across your house. And I just wanted to check and just let you know that it looks like you might have had a boar loose.
Oh, that's possible. I guess give you a second to grab my coat and come out and check. I'm going to have to make sure about that. Mighty appreciated for you to come out in this kind of weather to let me know about my lost livestock. What on earth are you doing over here, boy?
Oh, me and a few other adventurers are just seeing what's around. Decided to go down the coast.
What you found is the heart of a big old mess of cursed luck.
Cursed luck, you say? How's it cursed?
Well, the story I hear was that there is this druid that had fallen in love with a sea elf. But the sea elf had a husband. He was some sort of powerful being of the water who was very jealous when he heard about the affair his wife had been having. So he killed her, and then to the man who she was having an affair with, who was this druid, he ripped out his heart and turned it into the very light that powers that lighthouse, and he's forever dooming him to have to stay in the place. And the light, the pulsing of the heart, draws in the ships to their doom.
Interesting. Do you know where you heard this tale originally?
Oh, I've heard it from the man himself. I bring him food every once in a while. He's trapped down there.
Is there any way you know that we could help him with it?
Not without killing him, as far as I know. That or convincing this minor sea deity to forgive him, and I don't necessarily think that's, in any of our purview.
Oh, wow.
He's like looking you over. You're still just standing in the doorway, right?
Yeah.
And he's getting a better like how I look at your clothes. He's like, are you also a member of the Druidic Order?
I am.
Well, that's a mighty coincidence. And you might have heard of this man. He's known as Moesco. He's the anchor of storms. The anchor of Talos, they call him, back in Neverwinter Wood amongst his followers.
The anchor of storms, you say?
Yeah, I think his followers, they call themselves anchorites or something like
Anchorites?
that. Yeah, and that is from your own knowledge of Neverwinter's druids societies that anchorites is what they call themselves. Now you know why they call themselves anchorites, because they're followers
anchors
of this guy who's trapped out here at this fucking lighthouse.
Do you think that maybe we could bring food to him and try to help him with anything that we can?
Well, you could if you want. I'm sure he'd appreciate the visit. Problem is that ghost of the sea elf would probably give you a hard time trying to get in, and there's some harpies. I'm used to dealing with it, and I know just the right time day and week to be able to get in and out of there. But there's sometimes I go up there and I have to put it off till another day because I'm only human. But I recommend middle of the day when the tide's hot low, and there's the storm and the rain around these parts is at its lowest.
Interesting. So midday, you'd say.
Yeah. But if you're planning on just pushing your way in there in the middle of the night just to go raid the place on some half-baked idea that you're going to go swimming around with a bunch of great white sharks to collect a bunch of fabulous treasures, well, good luck. Most of the adventurers who come around these parts trying to do that very thing don't ever come back. So you'd be the first.
And you also said that the ghost of the sea elf?
Yeah, sea elf.
She's still roaming there?
She's trapped in a cave right outside, and on the causeway there's a little pillar. I don't know how well you've been looking at the place.
We've only been able to see it from the top of the cliff.
Oh, okay. Yeah, there's when the causeway's exposed from the tide. There's a little cave that cuts through it, and her spirit seems to be trapped in there because that's apparently where this I want to say his name's Shatterkeel or Shadow Kevin, or I don't know, but this water dude, that's apparently where he choked her to death, and so she don't just let anybody get through. But I've learned how to sweet talk her over the years. Biggest problem I have is getting past the harpies. They like to feed on the few stragglers who do manage to get away from the shipwrecks and the sharks and make it up on the beach. The harpies pick them up and take them back up to their nest, coin purse and all.
Do you know exactly where the harpy's nest is?
It's on the side of the lighthouse.
On the side of the lighthouse?
Yeah, on the southern side of the lighthouse.
Southern side?
To the upper left over the main door. But still, though, this rain's pretty harsh. You said you had some friends out there. If y'all don't want to try to go down there in the middle of the night, y'all can always come up here and go sleep out with the pigs or something if you want.
I would be most obliged. In that time, on my way back and grab my friends, bringing them back here, I'll try to find your boar for you, sir.
Okay, well, like I said, when you take off, I'll head out and count on my sows and whatnot, but I appreciate it. The gate should have been locked, though, properly. Well, anyway, so you're going to say goodbye and head on back out into the rain? All right. Welcome to another episode of Tabletop IRL and our very first session of what is now Hoard of the Dragon Queen. On our left we have Hartmann, and on the right the Firbolg. So, where we left off, you made it to the lighthouse along the coast.
Yep.
It's raining really heavy. Tides started to go down. Hartmann and Sork are up by the wagon. Sork is still dry heaving and feeling sick, and Hartmann's been giving him a hard time trying to get him to eat some leftover pterodactyl. As you start to notice that you haven't seen Reed around with you in a little bit, he pops up out of the rain.
Ta-da!
So,
Hey Hartmann, I just found this old man, like almost a mile down, just to the mainland, and he's willing to let us camp out in his little pig pen.
Cool.
Yeah. Would you like to just do that to get out of the rain for tonight?
Let's do that.
Alright.
Kan do rough out there.
Just make sure you grab everything, keep Sork in the cart, probably, hold his head or something.
Yeah.
And,
doing alright, buddy.
Bloody-do.
Okay, so you're about a half a mile inland, and you
doing
get to the old fisherman's pig hut.
Right.
So,
I go and knock on his door, just let him know that we're here again. I'm just like, hey man, by the way, I never really got your name. I'm Firbolg. Most people end up calling me Reed.
oh, I'm Jankroy. Just, I guess, pull your cart around the back, and if y'all want, you can sleep in the hutch with the pigs.
Alright.
I checked around, I could count them all. I don't know what's up with this boar you said you spotted, so. But y'all just get yourselves some shelter. I can bring you some soup or something in a little bit. And, yeah. Just take care of yourselves.
Could Hartmann make a quick insight check?
If you want.
See if anything's suspicious.
Okay.
15 plus 3, 18.
He seems genuine and, like, wanting to, like, just give y'all shelter. And obviously he's already been talking with him, so.
Alright.
What have you told him about your encounter with this old man while you were walking up to the house, potentially?
Yeah.
Like,
No, just said I saw this boar and started following it in the rain. And as I was following the boar, it kind of disappeared, and I stumbled across this light, kept following that, and turned out to just be an old fisherman's house.
Mm-hmm.
And so I let him know I thought I saw one of his boars or pigs gone, but all of them were there, so. Interesting.
What do you think we should do about the lighthouse? We need to get back to Phandalin, but...
he did tell you all the stuff that you like about that he knows about the thing.
No, so, yeah, just hash real quick on that. Alright, so the guy at the lighthouse is Moesco, Anchor of Storms. Best time to go there is midday or at night when the tide is lowest, but at night there is the Banshee in the middle, who does have stronger attacks, and not to mention it will be raining too hard for us to see anything. Ghost in the cave, which is the Banshee, and Harpies upper left of the door, roughly 10 feet. There's a big nest there. And it's like, what, 3 Harpies?
You don't know exactly. Like I said, there's a minimum, but that minimum might be higher, but that's outside of the game.
And yeah, that's the majority of what I got. The Banshee was, that's a whole backstory.
I don't know if we can...
He did tell you the story about how the tower is inhabited by a druid who had fallen in love with a sea elf, but the sea elf's husband is this jealous demigod who murdered her and then ripped his heart out and turned it into the light that's drawing all the ships into the shore to be crashed. And then when you asked him about it, he said that there is no way to really remove the curse without like proper magic to do such things, or without just killing him, which seems maybe a little harsh. It's the old classic train scenario. You're in control of a train track. On one track you got 5 people, on one track you got 1 person. Who do you run over?
It would be better to run over the one person, but in all, it's also better to just stop the train.
Both are, and both are immoral, so...
Yeah.
If you can come up with a remove curse spell through either like leveling up high enough that you can potentially cast it, finding somebody who knows it, or maybe you can buy a scroll or something at a magic shop back in the city. That might be more of a way to deal with that. The question is since you can't fully resolve this anyway, do you really just want to go in, fight the harpies, and leave? I guess you can meet the guy. You're not going to be able to do anything about him without, like I say, forcing yourself into a situation where you're killing off a fellow druid, so...
It doesn't really seem like any of our business.
It would be nice to help the fishermen with the getting supplies to the druid, but we can come back whenever we have all the supplies to officially help the druid, so maybe the druid can even escape from the lighthouse.
Okay. Sounds like something we should put on the list of things to do.
Yeah, we need to get something for cure curse.
Cure curse.
You need to find a way to remove curse.
Remove curse.
of lighthouse druid.
Yeah.
Okay, that's something that we should know about.
So the old fisherman comes out after you get like nestled down amongst the hay and stuff in a pen, like with a little like wooden slatted gate separating you off from the rest of these pigs. He brings you all a couple bowls of soup and just some crappy little cruddy wood bowls and big wood spoons.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate this.
Thank you very much for your
patronage.
hospitality.
No problem. Just don't need y'all getting your cold, coming down with death out there in this rain. So.
We start the fire.
That's in a pig pen. I don't recommend it.
No.
I light everything on fire.
Y'all are basically you're gonna have to bed down. You'll have another long rest, and then in the morning when y'all get up, you can decide where you're going once the rain's down.
All right. Well, we take a rest.
All right. In the middle of the night, Hartmann finds himself awakened, and he's back again in that goddamn temple chamber. Like this time, all the wall sconces that are supposed to have torches in them are all well lit up, and there's some tapestries hanging along some walls and from the ceilings, and the altar has all been vastly improved. It's like it's all been restored to how the glory it once was. And you hear crying coming back from behind you from like the entry hallway. So, what are you doing? How do you react?
I do a quick perception check around me to see if there are any enemies. If there's anything unusual, like that armor, I remember definitely. Like this is.
There's nothing. You're alone in there. You can tell.
All right, cool.
You just hear crying.
You hear crying. You're like in the middle of this room right here.
And in this dream, I have like all my present equipment.
Yeah, you're in a dream.
All right. So I start running back towards the screaming, or Hartmann starts running back towards the screaming.
You come back out here. The doors of the main entrance are closed, and by the doors you see one of the two dwarves you met, lying like dead with a shocked expression and a big old arrow in him. And then the other side near him, the other dwarf is like in a fetal position, crying and to himself, not like weeping crying, but just kind of like, oh my god, kind of a reaction. And there's this loud, constant, steady, consistent, heart-like boom, boom of something slamming into the doors. And then you hear a laugh behind you. Turning, you see that apparition of the horned dwarf priest, and he smiles at you, and then you wake up. And it's morning, and it's time for y'all to decide where you're going.
Okay, first thing I do, read. I had that dream again about the ruins.
Again?
Again.
Was it the same?
It was different this time.
No, what happened?
I was in the same place.
Same place?
I heard screaming from behind me, away from the altars. Everything, the tapestries were there. They're everything seemed more authentic, less ruined,
like,
so to speak.
Older? Or was it like
newer?
newer?
It was newer. Like,
It had been gentrified.
yeah.
Gentrified. It was gentrified.
Damn.
It's authentic now. It's like it's real Italian dwarf ruin, just like they make in the old country.
Spaghetti. I saw those two dwarves. One of them was killed, and the other one was in shock. I heard a banging on the entryway of the doors, and they were closed. And behind me, I heard a laugh. And that dwarf in the armor with the hammer, he was there too. And he was smiling at me. And then I woke up.
Damn, well, what do you want to do about that?
I feel a desire to visit the ruins at some point. Maybe back when we get to Phandalin, we can take a detour. I don't know. I don't know why.
We should have enough time. Just make it quick.
Well, position like your mini here.
Yeah. So
So,
right off.
Those dwarf ruins are right here. We have that X, and then Phandalin's here. You can just barely get to the dwarf ruins in one day if you hustle, or you want to drop your shit off and get properly equipped. Then you're gonna have to take a day and a half to get to Phandalin, and then you can go to check out the ruins after that.
So you get properly equipped.
I think so. I mean, they're just ruins. It's not like we experienced anything, life-threatening last time, right?
Yeah, but if these dreams are any consolation of what might
They're
need
just
to go.
names. I'm just trying. I want to see if there's anything relevant, really. I'm
Alright.
not sure why, but I just have the desire to
Alright,
inspect and investigate.
I guess let's quickly stop by Phandalin.
Alright.
So, we go out, say thank you to the fisherman, and what's his name?
Visit Dwarven.
Jankroy. Say thank you, Jankroy. We'll be back as soon as possible to help with the druid. Hopefully save him from this curse.
Visit Dwarven.
Well, y'all boys take care of yourselves.
Thank you for your hospitality.
Good luck if you can find something that can help this old boy out. I'd certainly greatly appreciate it. Make me feel better. So.
Yes, sir. And
he hooks you up. Do you want to buy some feed from him? He is a farmer, and
I
you
was
do need more
actually
feed.
right about to ask
Okay.
that.
You need some ketchup.
Well, you can buy a
I got
couple
plenty.
4 days worth of feed if you want. Whatever the fucking
how
price
much
was. Where's the player's handbook?
I got a player's handbook right here.
I'll probably find it faster. It's in the equipment section. Probably.
Come on.
Feed per day, 5 copper.
5 copper.
Okay,
So you can hook him up with a silver coin for 2 days worth of feed.
yeah, that'd be worth it.
That's about all you need to get back to the town.
Alright, so 1 silver coin for 2 days of feed. I just go to the chest, grab a silver coin, hand it to him. So now in the chest there's 904 instead of 905. And 2 days.
Oh, that's adventuring gear.
Alright.
That's equipment.
Yeah, let's set this aside for right now.
Continue if you are.
No, I'm just processing real quick what everything I might need to do. Alright. So we got all that. I grabbed the feed, gave him some silver.
Okay, so from the tower square cube, you'd be here 5, 10, 15 miles to get to the
Road.
road. Roll to see if you run into any road encounter when you get to the crossroad there.
Die 20?
A die 6.
5.
There's a trio of scouts from Neverwinter.
Trio of scouts?
Yeah, wilderness scouts. The people who work for Falcon, actually.
Oh.
Do they seem friendly?
Yeah. Falcon's a nice guy. He lives in Neverwinter Woods.
You just want to say hi?
Yeah, they're not hostile. They're just like camped out there on wherever, heading whatever direction they're going.
We can just quickly pass him by, just say hi.
Yeah.
Let's just say hi, pass by.
Yeah. Just something neat to see, not necessarily anything to fight.
Yep.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Hey guys.
Boop, boop, boop. Alright, we're back.
Okay. You can get another 10 miles. Well, no, you can get another 15 miles. So you can get up to there. But before you get up to the mouth of the cross trail, you do come back across the scene of that ambush where Anders' body, which is still there left on the road, and the horse and the cart are all still there and are like a week's worth more decayed and smelly, and there's flies and all that kind of stuff around them and whatnot. Getting past them, you're going to have to push your way through a cloud of flies, which means you're going to have to fight a swarm of flies. And also, do you want to actually do anything about these bodies?
I do have a shovel. We can quickly bury him.
You have a shovel?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Let's bear. Hey, can we bring back a piece of his clothing to that person, the merchant?
We could just tell him our word. We don't need to bring anything back.
It's just proof.
We brought you his head.
Hey, your kid's dead. Is this him?
It's looking a little decayed, but it's all good.
Like the shopkeeper's halfling and this guy's human, so obviously they're not related. He's just working for the guy.
All right. Well, we'll let him know. And everything
Everything
on the cart's gone.
The
I
cart's
assume.
still usable, right?
Yeah, the cart itself is fine. It's a little two-wheeled cart. It's not.
Can we hook it
anything
up to
big
the
or
back
heavy.
of the wagon and make it, like, might have to take a little bit longer, but we can still bring the cart itself back?
There's not really any kind of hitch thing to.
God dang.
What if I...
But it's small enough, and since you barely have anything in the wagon, you could like put the cart in the wagon.
Yeah, want to just do that?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's gonna take you a little bit of time.
Shit, we have our own wagon now.
Yeah, because I have to... I'm just burying the kid, not the horse.
Okay, yeah, so that's gonna take, like, say, half an hour there, half an hour to an hour there. To get the kid buried.
Could I use Sork to light the horse on fire so if nothing else, he'll make it to where
A fireball spell is not really that good for that kind of sustained fire, and that's a big mass of meat that you can't just incinerate up as ash. If it had a much more powerful kind of...
Let's just fight these flies real quick.
You are, like I said, though, if you want to do any of that, you're going to have to confront a swarm of fucking flies.
Let's fucking kill these flies.
So you're going to need some initiative rolls.
Ah, shit. I got 4.
8.
Wait, you have a 12?
Oh, wait. Sorry.
The flies will go first.
It was actually a 15. I rolled a 12 on accident.
Oh, die 12. Okay, then you go 1. Flies go second. Hartmann goes third. Who's controlling Sork?
I'm controlling Sork for right now.
Okay, so then both of y'all, whoever controls Sork moves on that person's initiative. Sork doesn't need his own initiative.
And it's just one enemy, so we shouldn't.
It's just a swarm of flies. They're a swarm. They're their own thing. Bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damages are only going to do half damage to them. You can't charm it, frighten it, grapple it, paralyze it, petrify it, make it prone, restrained, or stunned.
So this shouldn't. We shouldn't.
It's just a swarm of flies. They're a swarm. They're their own thing. Bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing damages are only going to do half damage to them. You can't charm it, frighten it, grapple it, paralyze it, petrify it, make it prone, restrained, or stunned.
Torches? Would torches do any good?
It's cool. I got it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
You have 2 spellcasters.
Hey.
I use flaming sphere.
Okay.
Just burn all of them real quick.
Burn.
Naturally, but 5-foot diameter sphere of fire appears in occupied space of your choice within range and lasts for the duration of any creature that ends its turn within 5 feet of the sphere must take a dexterity saving throw. The creature takes 2d6 fire damage on a failed save or half as much on a successful one.
Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to cast the sphere and then move it into the swarm.
Yes.
Okay, so they need to make a dexterity save. Okay, and your spell save DC is still 14, or did it ever go up?
I haven't written that it went up, so I believe it's still 14.
Okay. And they got a +1 dexterity. Alright, no, you managed to hit them with your ball of fire. How much pen damage does it do?
2d6.
Roll 2d6.
Hell yeah, dude.
They're flies. Just burn them. 6 and 3, 9.
9 points of damage. I need a pen.
Here you go.
Here we go. We all got pens.
Everybody's got pens.
It's the Pennsylvania.
Visit when.
And you did 9 points of damage?
Yep.
Okay. How are y'all positioned? Like, get your minis out
here.
I assume.
And I guess we'll just... I don't really have anything that's good for a swarm of flies. We'll use this ghost as a swarm of flies.
Yeah.
Ugly little swarm.
So it's like, and basically he's just like at the front of the, where the horses would be at the front of the,
yeah, so it's like
the cart anyway,
horse.
so that'd be what you have to come across first.
Wait.
So how far away are y'all?
We just came up on it, right? So we're a distance away.
Actually, don't use that one, just set them on here. That way we have a proper grid.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's the swarm of flies. Where are we?
You're coming up the path is going to be like through the middle.
Alright, so we keep our distance because we're obviously not like looking to... You're leading in the cart. You're right there.
Oh, and I have to use the bonus action, make the sphere move up to 30 feet.
Okay, well you would have done that.
Yeah, that's what I was just making sure.
Yeah.
It's a bonus action, so it doesn't like you can cast it and do that on the same move basically.
Just want to verify.
Yeah, and you'll stay up as long as you concentrate for a minute, right?
Yeah, as long as I'm holding concentration, I'll stay up for 1 minute.
Okay, so you can't cast another spell or make another attack, but you can.
I can hit him again with it if I decide to move it.
Yeah. Okay. So Hartmann, what are you doing?
Oh wait, I still have Sork.
Oh,
Sork uses Firebolt.
Okay. Beat an AC. Oh yeah. Yeah. In this case, you do need the AC because it's not that thing.
Yeah.
Beat an AC of 12. Fireball some flies.
6.
And he's got how much to his spell attack? 5?
5.
Nope.
Nope.
Just flies just kind of like form a little hole around them. The fireball just shoots right through them.
Makes like a target, goes right through the donut.
Okay, and they got a speed of 20, so they gotta move 20 feet towards the things that are attacking 5, 10, 15, 20. Which does not put them in striking range. They can strike your horse. The horse, of course.
Not the horse. The horse, the
Your
horse.
poor little draft horse.
We gotta get that horse and cart back,
Okay.
don't we?
The horse, that horse, is already dead. But
you have your own horse.
Yeah, but we can get the cart and put that in the wagon.
We have to return. We have to. Did we buy? We bought the cart.
We bought the wagon and the
horse.
draft horse.
Dang. So those are ours. We
Yes.
don't even have to. Okay. The hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, I'm just figuring out what your horse's hit points and armor class are. The flies are going to attack the horse.
Oh man.
With a bite, melee weapon attack +3 to hit. And does beat an AC 10. One target in the swarm space, hit 4d4 piercing damage. And it still has more than half of its hit points, so yeah, 4d4. The flies are swarming your beloved horse, who's done nothing wrong.
My poor baby.
Leonardo. Holy fucking shit!
It consumes the horse in one bite.
Not quite, but 8, 16. It fucking like knocked your hit point. It went from a 19 to 3 hit points. Those flies are fucking eating your horse alive, Hartmann. And there's really nothing you can do against these flies, is there?
Can I distract them by sweeping at them and then running off?
Wait, there's a pterodon head in the back.
Oh shit.
Could have used the pterodon head as like a little distraction.
Yeah, y'all have never done anything to clean it, so there's just like a couple day old sun rain soaked fucking head. You could try to see if that works.
Okay, I grab that and I start like dashing by, and I try to get their attention and I dash, so I get some distance on them. Just to try and lead them away so you can get some more hits on them.
Make a charisma check and beat a 7.
Shouldn't be too hard.
9. Yeah.
Okay, so you're gonna lure. You can move up to your full speed, and then
I
the
just-
flies will follow behind you when it's their
Nice.
turn again.
And I'm just dashing around like in zigzags. So
Trying to
just,
pull them away.
you can move up to 6 squares. Choose where the fuck your character is. You don't need to zigzag or any of that crap.
Okay.
Use dash.
Okay. Oh, so you're gonna double move and just. Okay. Fine.
Alright.
So those will start to follow them after you get your turn.
And
you're first.
And I yell out to you like, "Hey, I'll distract them," and then I go ahead and take.
And like I guess they've started to rise up off the horse, so they're not directly all on the horse at this second, because otherwise it's going to be a lot harder for you to do your fireball. And your fireball's back here, still just floating.
Yeah, I like move it up to 60 feet.
Yeah.
Alright, my turn?
Yeah.
Pull the fireball close to me, trying to encumber the,
So slam it
flies.
into the flies again.
yes.
Okay. So they need to make a save. They fail the save. You do
2d6.
6 damage.
Another 9.
Alright.
Burn, you sons of bitches.
Sork.
Let me double check all this stuff. Yeah. I'm just gonna use Firebolt again.
Okay, beat a 12.
That's 1d10 fire. That's not a 10. Beat a 12. Got a 6 plus 5, so that's 11.
Okay, now once again his firebolt just goes right through the center of the cloud, but they just like do that fly thing where they just get out of the way at the last second.
Firebolt's too small, man.
Okay, but it is their turn, and they've been way reduced down to the amount of flies there are, so the remaining ones just scatter.
All right.
Alright, so you've defeated a swarm of insects. You can split up 100 experience points between the 3 of you.
Alright, 33. So that'd be, yeah, just...
And one person gets an extra one, I guess.
Here, Mikey, you can get the 34.
Nice.
Let's see, where's my HP?
And you can hand back over your initiative cards.
Cool. Cause I waved a pterodon head. Yeah, see, I told you guys that dang old pterodon head would come in use.
Wrong accent.
Come in
That's probably my
handy.
accent.
But it's funny because what kind of like can I actually wear that now?
Okay, so like I said, you can get up to about here by the time after you're finished with the amount of travel you can make in one day. So you're going to have to camp out just 10 miles away.
Alright,
Or you can push in the last 10 miles and have to make a couple stamina checks to see if you go into exhaustion.
I'm sure the horse needs to rest.
Yeah.
Want to take a break?
Especially after it being blood sucked. Oh, and the horse is like wounded as fuck. I mean, it's only got like 4 hit points left. So
Can I?
you have healing spells you might be able to use, don't you? Didn't you get cure wounds? Well, once the horse has a long rest, its hit points will come back.
I actually do have cure wounds. Creature you touch regains a number of hit points equal to 1d8 plus your spellcasting ability modifier. Yeah, I'm just gonna use that.
You can even is it ritual casting? Does it say
instantaneous evocation.
that? Okay.
Cusp, yeah, no.
Okay. Well, still.
Yeah, I just do it to try to help my horsey out.
All
So your 1d8 plus spellcasting ability modifier. Spellcast ability modifier is +6, I believe. Yeah. All right. Spell
No, it's
attack.
you can. It's you don't have to attack it with it. You say, I mean, like the horse is quite willing to allow you to heal it.
Oh yeah, no, it's
It was saying hit points equal to 1d8 plus your spellcasting ability modifier.
So like that's how much it'd give. 1d8
Yeah.
plus 6.
I guess, yeah.
Or,
Your spellcasting attack modifier.
Yeah.
So 1d8 plus 6. Okay, roll a die8. Add 6 to that. That's how many hit points your beloved horse regains.
Well, good thing I had +6. It's only at 7 now.
All right. Well, that puts him up to 10 instead of
None.
3. He's like halfway there. You don't feel like the horse isn't all shaky and like
Yeah, it's not like
just traumatized. He seems soothed and he just needs a good little nap.
And while the horse is doing that, we just get the small cart and put it in the wagon. Where are my little pictures?
I don't know. Where are your little pictures, Zach?
Somewhere safe, I hope. Alright, whatever. I didn't need them anyways. Alright,
Just rest,
Yeah,
wake up,
just
get back on the road.
resting, you know, nice night, quiet. Do make a quick little fire just so we got some light.
I chopped some rations, obviously.
Yeah, munch, munch, munch. Yum, yum,
Okay,
yum.
well, while you're having your little dinner, you hear a horse approaching up, galloping at a good clip, coming up from the direction of Phandalin.
Coming from Phandalin?
Yeah.
Alright, can I do a perception check to see who it is?
It's like dusk, so you can tell it's like a human-sized rider, got his cloak up.
Interesting.
Let's just wait, see what he's doing. Ready ourselves. I actually pick up my crossbow and bolt and just wait and just like keep it ready.
Okay.
I have my quarterstaff just holding on to.
All right. Well, as it pulls up, he pulls the horse
Back.
to a stop up by your campsite by the edge of the road, and you see it's this fellow,
Oh jeez.
Galandro.
Galandro.
He's the local minstrel.
Yes, Ruby's friend.
Yeah. He's like, oh my God, I'm so glad to have found y'all. I was just sent out to right up to Neverwinter. Your friend Ruby's been arrested.
Arrested for what?
For murder, apparently. Well, I mean, I was there, but kind of.
Who did she murder?
Well, the lady who runs the weapon shop, the Lion Shield Cotter, the Lenine Greywind, pillar of the community, as they say, for some reason had a weird idea to come up to your manor in the middle of the night, wearing a bunch of armor and weapons, and had a little tiff with Ruby, and Ruby sort of broke her neck with her hammer. And Wester, everyone was like, we were fine. Like it was kind of a shock to the community, obviously. But someone apparently somehow used a sending stone or something to get word back to Yartar, because just this morning, a bunch of soldiers from Yartar showed up and hauled her off. And Wester told me to come ride up and find y'all, but also to get the Knights of Tyr. But y'all, like finding y'all is great.
Where do you know where they took her?
Probably back to Yartar. You'd have to follow the Tribor Trail off map to get to Yartar. They're heading that way, and they only left this morning. If you haul ass, you might be able to catch up to them. Obviously, y'all been on your damn feet all night already, but...
Think we can make it, Micah?
Let's make it.
Alright, running after Ruby real quick on our wagon and such.
They're at least 30 miles ahead of you.
At least 30?
Yeah.
So,
like, if you're just to, like, guess where they were... let's say this guy will stand in for Yartar soldiers. So they're
They made it 30 miles probably from the time they left Phandalin this morning. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. They're about here.
Alright.
You'd have to roll 1, 2, 3, 4 times
to see if you start taking levels of exhaustion, and as your exhaustion levels go up, it starts having like drastic effects on your ability to do things. Your speed drops, you start getting disadvantages on ability checks. Those disadvantages then start applying to attack rolls. You can get up to high enough if you roll badly that your hit point maximum is cut in half by the time you catch them.
You think this is worth it? Or should we get back to Phandalin?
Or you can just, like, you have a couple days before they get to Yartar, so you can stay on their trail until you eat up the distance, because they're probably not pushing as fast as they can, whereas y'all can just, like, go pell-mell full speed. So, how do you want to handle this? And actually, on that note, we're going to take a pause, and we'll see you in a couple days for the resolution of this exciting episode of Hoard of the Dragon Queen.
Well, hey everybody, it's your old pal King Wasmade here. Just wanted to bring you some holiday wishes for this upcoming Halloween, and to let you know that coming pretty soon, we're going to be having It's a Call of Cthulhu Christmas, Charlie Brown. It'll be a one-shot adventure we're going to be running using this here Call of Cthulhu starter set, and we'll be preparing that this December. And sometime soon, right around Halloween, we'll be doing kind of a teaser where we're going to be having our resident dungeon master, Raymond Joshua, play through the solo adventure that comes with this game kit that teaches you how to play. So be sure to join us, and we'll see you when we see you. Oh, come, all ye faithful, and hit like and subscribe. I want you to watch all my videos tonight.